Good afternoon and welcome to live coverage of the 2026 Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic. We are here in Dublin, Ohio for the fourth and final USAT Qualifier Series event of the year. Richard Fleming in the booth alongside the Paralympic. We've got Paralympic royalty here, the Paralympic champion from 2024, Jason Tabansky. And just before we went on air, you were talking about conditions here, and just talk about the last 2 or 3 days weather-wise, and then how conditions changed this morning.
Yeah, it's been just about every kind of condition out here in the last 3 days. You know, when I first got here on Thursday, it was super smoky, kind of dense. The air was hard to breathe. Someone said it felt like breathing oxygen through a straw.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty bad. So Friday for official practice was just windy, hot, humid. You had the smoke was still hovering over, but thankfully that night we had a really big downpour, which kind of cleared everything out for yesterday. Yesterday morning for qualification was beautiful at times, then blazing hot and humid, and you had a little bit of everything. But this morning for elimination rounds, it was, you were getting thrown everything that the book had for weather here in Ohio. We had times where the wind was just completely dead. At other times, we had gusts of wind that were coming at you, going across you. You had cloud coverage that was kind of darkening up the field, and then you had the sun coming out, which was brightening up the field. And that kind of changes your point of impact along with battling the winds. So, yeah, it was definitely a little bit challenging, if that's the right word.
Well, we're going to, just to give you some context, I mentioned royalty. This is who the guy is. You're going to get some details up on the screen now. And, look at you, Paralympic champion. Look, that's almost 2 years ago. And you went in, and just to give some context to that Paralympic, you didn't know until, what was it, 6 weeks? 6 weeks before you took the place of Chris. Chris from Australia. So you took his place. He was injured, so he had to withdraw from the Paralympic Games. You stepped in, and it was your Paralympic debut. You marched through, you won gold. Since then, world number one. You're still
Correct.
World number one.
Yep.
What? Just talk us through that mentality, that mental switch of going from being the chaser to now being the chased, and how difficult it is to sustain the level that you're clearly at.
Well, before even going to Paris, I had missed my my quota slot by, a point in a match, losing a couple matches here and there, and then I get that phone call 6 weeks prior, and I said, thankfully, I haven't stopped shooting. I never quit training. My mentality was I was never going to stop until that first arrow got fired in Paris. So then I go out there, compete, and wind up winning. That was a surreal moment. It was a culmination of a dream that I had ever since I got into para archery, right? But then came that post-Olympic crash, that what do I do now, right? I kind of hit the jackpot on my first go. So I spent like 6 months trying to get my head back on track and get back to training, and it all started with the America's Cup. We went out to Mexico, shot for gold there and won, went to Chicago, shot for gold there and won that one. The big one was World Championships last year in South Korea. Yeah. Everybody is there, and you got the best of the best, but I was really, really pushing myself and stressing out about, I've got to go out there and I have to win because everybody is expecting me to win. World Archery does this big article, and they start picking out their favorites and everything. Thankfully, I didn't read that till afterwards, but honestly, the World Championships themselves is what settled me down, because I saw Kim Woo-jin from South Korea. He was a triple gold medalist in Paris. So he goes out there and he didn't win World Championships. So I was like, even the best cannot make it at times. So I'm just going to keep shooting, keep doing what I do, and we'll see what happens. And here we are.
Well, we are here this afternoon because we've got the gold medal matches in the senior division, compound, barebow and recurve. That first match is going to be Olivia Dean and Alexis Ruiz. We're not a Formula One, just in case you heard that. We are at an archery event. And I think we are ready for the first match. Is that right? I think we are. So Olivia Dean, Alexis Ruiz, just we got the top-ranked archer Olivia Dean from qualification. Alexis Ruiz, both of them have won events this year already on the USAT. These are two archers that know each other very, very well, and they'll be entering in the arena very, very soon. So again, when you've stepped on this stage and it's familiar, does that do those nerves, do they linger?
I mean, I've always been of the mindset that if you're not nervous, it doesn't mean that much. So I don't know if everybody feels that way, but I always have a little bit of nerves, and that nerve actually gives me that competitive edge. It makes me want it even more. So, like you said, they've known each other for a long time. They compete together on the world stage, but they're always competing against each other in the USAT stages. So I think it's going to be a fantastic match, and you know, it's a toss-up. Never know who's going to come out on top.
And then the compound men, that'll be Grady Kane against Jimmy Lutz, barebow, Ava Jones, Erin Hollam. Erin's already won on the circuit this year. Barebow men, Brian Way, Alex De Vera, who won SoCal Showdown last time around. And then we're into recurve. We'll push back 20 meters. Two archers very, very familiar with one another. Catalina Ginoriega against Jenny Messino Fernandez. Jenny going for 3 in a row. Recurve men, Brady Ellison given a scare in the semi-finals by Alex Gilliam, up against T. Sanchez, who won via a 1-arrow shoot-off. So there they are. You can see them set. Let's give them the cue to come on to the field and take the line. And there you can see Alexis Ruiz settled in the background there. She'll be getting to her feet shortly, and Paige Pierce is there. She'll be somebody's spotter. Alexis Ruiz, and we have Olivia Dean, and these two archers that are again hugely successful. I think we're waiting. Maybe we're waiting for an archer. Yeah, we are. So I'll tell you what we're going to do, because this is the 4th and final USAT Qualifier Series of the year, but it's also a record-breaking event as well. It is the last of the 4 events, and last month a new record was set for participants. That was the SoCal Showdown, breaking a record set by the AAE Arizona Cup back in 2023. The Buckeye Classic has gone to 925. The previous record, 845, that was set only last month by SoCal Showdown. So phenomenal work by all the organisers of the USAT events this year. Gator Cup also had a record for their event, a record high for the 17 years that they've been holding that particular competition. And so we thought, well, look, let's hear from people that are involved in the archery, but also involved behind the scenes. You're going to hear first from one of the archers, Abigail Kippis, and then after that, it'll be one of the archers, but also one of the organisers, Amy Clausen.
This one's always a fun one. 9 times out of 10, it's always stormy, so excited for that. There's a little rain in the forecast, so that makes things fun. There's a lot of people here this year, it's record-breaking, so it's fun to see some new faces and meet some new people. It's nice to see that the sport's getting bigger and seeing some new faces and some more people that are trying USATs, especially like the younger kids. It's cool to see that they're starting to compete at the higher level, and maybe they'll stick in it, maybe they won't. At least they're trying it.
I get texts from a lot of the Masters women telling me what a great tournament it is. They can't wait to come. Can they stay at my house? Everybody just loves it. Our club does a great job of running this event. I mean, it's the people. It's the customer service. We give good swag, good customer service. Everybody likes coming here. 3 or 4 years ago, it seemed to get bigger and bigger.
Little later than scheduled. There's Olivia Dean, and that's possibly why we've got the smiles on the line. Olivia Dean on the left-hand side and Alexis Ruiz on your right. So Olivia will have target number 1. Alexis Ruiz will be target number 2, and we'll hear from Darrell Pace.
Target 2, Alexis Ruiz. Olivia will shoot first. Compound women division.
Getting set for match number 1, compound women, the gold medal match. These two archers already assured of a place at the USAT Series final next month. Gator Cup win for Olivia, and Salt Lake Summit win for Alexis Ruiz. How does that impact? Olivia's, rushing over there, all smiles. It relaxes, or does it give you a little bit more jitters? How?
I think she's just dealing with it the best way she possibly can. Just
The 10
starting off with a
Olivia
10.
to start, yeah.
I mean, that'll give you even more smiles to start off with.
No, it doesn't seem that the kind of the lack of preparation, for want of a better word, impacted her.
9.
Just
So-
outside on the left.
So yeah, Gator Cup win for Olivia Dean, start of the year. That was the first USAT Qualifier Series event. And Alexis won in Salt Lake. That was number 2. SoCal Showdown last month was won by Beretta McKee. Alexis getting bronze there. Olivia getting bronze at Salt Lake Summit.
10.
A few of the archers talk about the slope, and you may, looking down the line, as we're looking at Olivia's shot here, when we get that shot from behind,
10.
solid start from Olivia Dean.
Yeah, perfect
That
start.
shot there just seems to be a little bit of a camber. Do
There
you
is.
notice that?
Yeah, shooting, especially from my level, at a wheelchair level, shooting sitting down, you see that hump a little bit more. Shooting on a soccer field, you'll get that. It almost gives you an optical illusion. You feel like the targets are sitting a little bit lower sometimes. It's definitely a weird way to shoot instead of the flat surfaces that we're mostly used to.
All smiles there from Paige Pierce and Olivia Dean. Alexis has got Mel Nichols, highly experienced, well, both of them, all 4 of them, hugely experienced, but of course Mel from Arizona, Alexis from Arizona. Olivia chatting away to Paige. And also, how did the arrow behave or misbehave with the air? Because as you say, Friday it was thicker.
Yeah.
Saturday, obviously, you had the heat and the humidity. How are the arrows behaving?
Humidity is definitely gonna push them down a little bit more. Then you got the wind to deal with. As it clears up, they tend to fly a little bit faster. They got less resistance, so you just have to be able to move that sight on the dime and be able to not let it affect your shot.
It's been a busy time for you guys over the last few weeks. You were talking about, and I know some of it was going to see some old friends, but
Yeah.
you came back from Czech Republic. You had a Para World Series event there. I imagine when you're doing well, and you did do well in that Para World Series, you want to be, shooting every day. But how does that take its toll on the body and time differences and just travel in general?
I just needed a break. I hadn't had a vacation in 8 years, so yeah, felt good to take a week off, and now here we are back to shooting.
And that was the first end between Olivia Dean and Alexis Ruiz. 30 plays 29 in favour of Olivia. So Alexis to get end number 2 underway. A nurse by day.
X.
There you go.
She's got into the groove now.
About 2 mil outside the spider right there. Great shot.
And I say this every time Olivia's on the line. For a young archer,
X.
Answered right back.
So composed.
Yeah, she's got a very, very positive demeanor. She doesn't let very much affect her.
And actually you walk along the line and you see Olivia and she's stony faced and focused, but you interact with her and that smile breaks out.
Yeah.
But she is such a focused individual. And Alexis, again, all smiles, but when they're on the line, they switch that on and off. So Olivia is very much in the zone. Oh, I say that.
9.
And that one just veers off to the right-hand side.
Yeah, and it's kind of tricky because you see the banners are shaking, but the flags at the targets are dead still.
And again, that one's gone just
to the
wide as
right.
well. So opportunity here for Olivia. Land the 10 just to maintain that 1 point advantage going into end number 3. There you go.
10.
It's at 29 apiece. So 59 will play 58.
Keeping that 1 point lead.
Fist bump there between Paige and Olivia. And
Yeah.
just for those that joined us, we did cut short because we were joined by Olivia on the line. We did cut short that those interviews with Amy and Abigail. We will try to return to that because it is a great story. The fact that this event has shattered the records, and in their 10th year as well, all the event organisers, Eric and Christy and the team at Easton, and Chris and the team with Ace Archers at Buckeye Classic, they put on such a phenomenal job, and they work relentlessly, just so that you know. And obviously we talked about the weather. They were still at the field, goodness knows what time, 10, 11 o'clock last night, and on the field at 5:30 this morning because of weather delays and getting the youth eliminations concluded, so that they put in a huge amount of work to put on a wonderful event. And so great credit to them, hitting great numbers, and they want to get bigger, they want to get better. Of course, at some point, space will be at a premium, but another great event put on by Chris and the team. So record setting, and I imagine that's just going to give all the other USAT events a little bit of a motivation to up the game and continue to raise the bar right across the board.
I don't see this slowing down. I think every event is going to see massive growth next year, especially going into a pre-Olympic year, and with compound being in the Olympics now. I believe everybody's coming out to shoot.
End number 3, 59 plays 58. Olivia Dean leading Alexis Ruiz. This is the first of 6 gold medal matches to wrap up the 2026 Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic.
Back in the middle.
We've got some great matches coming up. Grady Kane against Jimmy Lutz will follow in the compound division. So both starting with a 10, Alexis with the X. And that voice in the background that you can hear is Darrell Pace. We will hear from him a little bit later on in the show. We spoke to him earlier in the week.
10.
Another 10 from Alexis. Look over the shoulder. Chat to Mel behind her.
Almost looks like she shot through the target.
X.
And an X from Olivia.
She's in it.
Just to maintain some pressure, or put some pressure on, and there we see it just drop.
Yeah, that arrow's not in her target. It must have gone through.
Wow. Yeah. There's 2 arrows on the target. That
Just
one's just
outside.
dropped a little bit as well. So,
Keeping that 1 point.
yeah. I'm going to be intrigued to see if we can see that other target. Can we look at the other target? Let's look at target number 2. Yeah. We can only see 2 arrows in there.
She's got. Yep, I
1,
can see the.
2, there's 7, 9. There's 9 holes. Obviously, there's 7 holes and 2 arrows in there. So that's 9 in total. So that's 3 ends.
Yeah.
So one's gone.
Oh, and the thing is, I can hear Mel over the headphones saying at least her bow is perfectly tuned. It's a perfect bullet hole. You can see as it goes in, and the cuts of the veins on there.
Wow.
I might have to get Alexis to work on my equipment.
That's gone straight through.
Target 2. X. 10.
There she is. And there's smiles going back and forth.
Yeah.
And Mel, yeah.
We have a pass-through. Please mark this. And we are
That
working
was
on
clearly only 2 arrows in the target. And after her second one, it went back, and I'm like, whether I was seeing things, but there was, yes, we've just had confirmation from Darrell that one of the arrows did go through.
They're probably going to be adding a backer to that target.
Yeah. So I think that's, hence there's going to be a little bit of a delay.
we will be delaying this.
So just to run you through what we've got coming up then, Grady Kane, Jimmy Lutz, a delay in this match. Sorry for those that have been with us the last few days. They hear the word delay and think we're all leaving the field. Just a slight delay in this match because they've got I think they're either finding the arrow or putting something into the back of the target.
Yeah, the arrow was found. I saw the back judge have it in his hand.
Okay, so they have retrieved the arrow that went straight through from Alexis.
It went straight
Really
through and into the ground.
Really punched that one through. So this is Olivia Dean, Alexis Ruiz, the first of our 6 matches this afternoon. And then we'll have Grady Kane and Jimmy Lutz. That'll be the compound men gold medal match, followed by barebow and top seed Ava Jones. This should be a real mouth-watering match against Erin Holland. 2 barebow archers at the top of their game. Erin having already won on the USAT Qualifier Series circuit this year. Brian Way, Alex De Vera. Again, Alex having won at SoCal last month. Then we're into recurve. Catalina Ginoriega, Jenny Messina Fernandez, and she is, as I said earlier, in the form of her life. She won Salt Lake Summit, she won SoCal Showdown, and she's made the gold medal match for a 3rd consecutive USAT Series qualifier. And then Brady Ellison, no stranger to this stage, up against T. Sanchez, who is on kind of unfamiliar footing, but he, of course, is working out of the North Carolina program with Chris Webster, so I suspect it'll be Elias on one side, Elias Cuesta behind Brady for that one, and Chris Webster behind T. Sanchez. And Elias Cuesta, as we see them fixing the target, that well, that's Olivia's target number 1, and they're doing some work on target number 2 as well. Be worth keeping an eye on Elias Cuesta, the head coach of the US national team, because of course his boys are in the World Cup final.
Exactly.
Spain against Argentina, that'll be going on this afternoon. So he said he's going to be absolutely professional, but if Spain score and he punches the air, he needs to make sure that he's not sending the wrong kind of message to Brady. He said, look, if the archer lands an 8 and I'm cheering, I'm hoping that they're thinking I'm not cheering for the 8, I'm cheering for whatever's going on
at the World Cup.
At the World Cup final. So
who's your favorite?
My favorite went out on Wednesday, so as far as I'm concerned, the World Cup is finished.
It's over.
It's over. It finished on Wednesday afternoon.
That's fair enough.
I think we are all set, ready to go. We've got 88, 87, resetting the clock so we can get the 4th end underway. And Alexis really punched that one through, really drilled that one through. Recovered it, retrieved the arrow. I'm not sure, is there going to be much value in that arrow, having been almost shredded going through?
I wouldn't shoot it. I would put that in the back of the quiver. I would just give it to Mel and let him put it in his pocket so I don't reach for it.
Going to reset the time.
Issues with the clock.
Just talk amongst yourselves, folks.
Yeah.
And this is a fantastic field here. They've got soccer fields and baseball fields as well. Wonderful setting. Dublin, of course, the home of the Memorial, the golf event.
Mm-hmm.
It takes place just down the road, and just on the road in you can see some beautiful golf courses, and as the last few days we can attest to, there's been plenty of rain, so the lawns are lovely and lush and green and soft underfoot, very different to where I'm calling home in Colorado, which is very, very dry. So here we are, underway, clocks are sorted, targets are sorted, archers are ready. End number 4. 1 point still the difference.
That's
X10 line.
Doesn't seem to be any disruption for Alexis after that delay, as she turns and offers a smile.
little delay on the clock there for Olivia.
Gets herself settled. Page behind, looking down the scope.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Well, again, just
Doesn't
pops
let
it down
anything
the middle.
phase her.
Alexis has started with 2 10s. The last
Yeah.
couple of ends.
That one's down to the
And
fletchings.
that's just, yeah, she's written out. Is it the bail, or is it she's absolutely giving it everything?
9.
Okay, so a little opportunity here for Alexis. 1 point the difference. That's now all square going into this third arrow of the fourth end.
She
Big
can put it in
moment.
the 10. She'll add some pressure too. Olivia,
Oh,
she did.
doesn't she? Doesn't she?
Great shot.
Just a little knowing nod to Mel behind. Takes on some fluids. Now, a little bit of pressure on Olivia Dean.
10.
That's cut the line.
Cut the line there, but it's probably just going to be enough. So 30 for Alexis, 29 for Olivia. That should be all square. Going into the final end. So what's the next few weeks then look like for you? You've had your travels, you obviously the events, you're here and you're driving home after this one, but what's coming up next for you?
I'll be driving home after this, like you said, and then kind of relax for a little bit. Sleep in my own bed for more than 3 days. And I'll get back to training. You know, the rain seems to have been done with in Texas, so I'll get back to training, getting ready for nationals. So, yeah.
And that'll be Springfield, Missouri next month. We're going to see what's left of the target. That is, I think Abigail is in front. We're going to Abigail Kippers. They pulled the arrow. There we go. There we go.
All
Look
the way
at that,
down to the fletching.
nestled. Okay.
I think she's just found a soft spot in that target.
Yeah. There we go. Absolutely drilled it right in once again, Alexis. So yeah, as you say, there's a little spongy part of that. That
And
bail.
it's one of those targets probably that's been just getting hammered by recurve shooters or something in that one spot. It's seen better days, so.
Yeah. Well, they might. Well, they're not going to switch it out now. They might wheel a new one in for match number 2 because it's going to be Grady Kane and Jimmy Lutz coming up once this one is done and dusted.
Those two hardly ever miss the 10 ring, so.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy Lutz, who's the world record holder, got that at Gator Cup earlier in the year.
10.
Right there on the line.
Hugs the line again, but it's been given as a 10. These two level at 117 apiece, going into the 5th and final end. This opening gold medal match.
Yeah, the wind's picking up a little bit. She's right on the same spot. Same spot.
And it's gone. Looks like it was the same spot, and it's found the same
spot.
soft area of the bail.
Yeah. Wind has picked up for sure. You can see the surprise on Olivia's face.
It has, just coming from behind us, so it's right to left. Seems like an opportunity for Alexis here. Oh, fantastic!
She took advantage of that little lull in the wind right there in the gust.
Has to be a 10. Olivia has got to find the 10 to put some pressure on Alexis.
10.
That's a good.
And she does. A 10. And Alexis Ruiz is the Buckeye Classic champion for 2026. Little hold, little extra.
And she's on the
And
line.
she's got the 10. And there we have it, a maximum from Alexis Ruiz. And it looks like she will be confirmed as the champion, the first gold medalist of the senior division. And the hugs there exchanged between Olivia and Alexis. Paige is in there as well, and smiles from Alexis Ruiz. So I mean, fantastic performance, and there was not a great deal in it all the way through.
No, it's
just the 1 point either side, but Alexis just solid going down the stretch there.
It was just a fantastic match, and you know, it just happened that wind picked up right as Olivia was at full draw, and unfortunately, she just got that top part of the gust, and Alexis was able to catch it on the way down.
So I think it's like 147, 146, I think, is what the final score, just looking down the lane here. But we're just waiting for Alexis to come round. And just looking ahead to the next one, as you say, Grady Kane and Jimmy Lutz. You got the 13th seed in Grady. Jimmy Lutz was the 6th seed. Matthias Fullerton, Kyle Douglas, Mikey Schlosser, some big names that have fallen by the wayside.
Yeah, massive names out there that very surprised to not see them. But you know, a lot of people say you can't win medals in qualification. It's all done on match play.
Absolutely.
So here we are.
Yep. Well, we're just waiting for Alexis to get in position. I want to find out. I want to hear about those arrows that went all the way through. They're just having their photos taken out in the middle. Wonderful performance again from Olivia. She goes off with a silver, so she'll finish the year with a gold, a bronze, and a silver. 3 out of the 4 USAT qualifiers. And for Alexis, it'll be gold, bronze, gold in the last 3. And she'll be getting into position. Alexis Ruiz, the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic champion for 2026, just getting the headset on, as you can probably hear. And she's just getting some instructions in her ears to get her position. And then we will get her on camera and we will speak to Alexis. Can you hear us, Alexis? Okay, all right. The winner side, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
What did you have for breakfast? What were you putting through those arrows?
I don't know. Yesterday I was struggling with pass-throughs too. I think it's just because my arrows are so short. They don't have a lot of room to stop.
And here with Jason in the booth, and he was saying that little wind change, probably 4th end, a little bit of an adjustment. What was going through your mind? What adjustments did you have to make?
I just started making stronger shots. I noticed I started slowing down. I think maybe my 3rd end-ish. And so I was just like, okay, go back to your form. Start making more aggressive shots and quicker shots so the wind doesn't have as much time to affect you.
A gold Salt Lake Summit, bronze SoCal gold here. And, of course, congratulations on making the World Cup final, as you did last week with your performance in Madrid. Just talk about your year, what's gone, and what you've got to look forward to. The USAT Series final and, of course, that World Cup final in Mexico.
Yes, it's been a busy year, and there's still so much more to go. I'm just going to keep training like I have been. I'm excited to go home for just a couple of weeks before it all ramps up again. But nothing's changing, just training and taking one tournament at a time. And
I always find it amazing, because your job is a tough job. Your day job, your day job is a very, very tough job. How much more, because of what you see every day, what you're doing every day as a nurse, this is your break. How free and relaxed do you feel out there enjoying your archery?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I go back to work this week after this month long of travel, and I'm just like, wow. I want to go home, but I'm not necessarily ready for work again. I want to keep shooting my bow.
Congratulations. Well done, Alexis. And we will see you in Springfield, Missouri for the USAT Series final, and of course Target Nationals, and all the best for the World Cup final in September.
Thank you.
In
Congratulations.
Mexico. There we have Alexis Ruiz, the winner of the Buckeye Classic for 2026, and fantastic performance from her. Again, the first one out of the way, and they had a few little disruptions. We had the arrows going through. Neither archer seemed to skip a beat there. What does that tell you about just that ability to remain focused?
They've got that mentality where they can just switch it on as soon as that whistle sounds and not let anything else bother them, which is amazing. That's what I try and tell everybody that I've interacted with or that I've been able to coach or anything. I said the mental part of archery is what's going to get you on that podium, being able to shut out the world and continue making strong shots, and here we have the results. Yeah, absolutely. Well, one of the things we talk about here in archery is that it's a sport that anybody can do at any age, and one of the beauties of this sport, it is something that families do, and we've caught up with a few of those, and they've been here this week. But earlier in the year, I believe it was at Gator Cup, we caught up with a few husband and wives, and one of them was Janet and James Flenner.
A tiny little target about the size of a dime that's on the ground, and you exit the airplane at about 3,000 feet, and closest to the little yellow dot ends up winning. And after 10 jumps, they add up. We were spending too much money and too much time away, and we were looking for a different sport to transition to, and archery was the one. In fact, I guess we went to archery because of the challenge, and we've stayed because of the people.
Yes. Every moment we got, we would go to the local drop zone, they call it, and jump all weekend long. And now we have our own archery range, so we every day, every chance we get, which is almost every day, we go out and shoot.
As competitors, we would, parachuting competitors, we would 1,000 to 2,000 jumps a year of training. And you know what the arrow counts are in recurve, and same thing.
The target really translates because I guess we're just like yellow dots, I don't know.
Yeah, on the parachute team we had a sports psychologist, and it's all in your head, just like with archery. And that's really translated easily for us.
We get to train together and go like on a little vacation when we come to competitions, and so that's kind of a nice little part of it.
Yeah, and I'm her biggest cheerleader, and
same here.
Yeah, I'll have a bad day, and she'll kind of prop me up, and keep me going back at it. Everything that we've done has always been together as a couple. I mean, she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And parachuting, everything has been a together sport.
Welcome back, and that is James and Janet Flenner. Fabulous story, skydivers, and then they fell in love with the sport of archery, and we are ready to go for the next event. We're going to have more of those throughout the show. We've got some other husband and wives, mother-daughter, and it gives that great sense. Of course, you and your wife, you
Correct.
compete.
Yes.
I mean, it is a sport, and talk to that, the fact that it is something that, you can. There's things that you do together, things that you do separately, but this is a sport that you both are passionate about and both enjoy, and we heard it there with James and Janet.
No, absolutely. I mean, I picked up archery first, and I think she felt like she had lost me to the sport, so she wanted to do it as well.
Right.
And now we shoot, train together, and compete together.
It's fantastic.
Love it.
On target 2, James Lutz.
So we have Ilias Cuesta on that left-hand side, and he's got Grady Kane in target number 1, and target number 2 is Jimmy Lutz with Chris Webster. So two experienced coaches, two very experienced archers. Grady was finalist here 2023 in the senior division. Finished with silver medal on that occasion. Sawyer Sullivan taking gold. Jimmy has taken silver on 2 occasions this year. He'll be looking to make it third time the charm. That was both times to Mike Schlosser. So Mike is not here, of course. Jimmy is. And
What a way to start. What an absolute
and you could
monster
hear
way
the
to
thud.
start.
You could hear that thud as well.
Yeah.
Wow. And he's nice and crisply cut is Jimmy.
I think he saw Alexis shooting in that bottom left side of the X and decided to avoid it.
To avoid the soft area.
9.
Just outside.
A little look over his shoulder to Chris Webster. Grady Kane, a young man, has been in the World Youth Championships the last 2 occasions. Limerick Island.
X.
He's going to want to check that arrow. That was a fantastic shot.
Wow. And you can hear the thud as well. We've got our microphone sat right next to the targets. It looks like it's biting the line. Yep, it's been given a 10-9 liner. Opportunity here for Grady Kane just to steal an early advantage in this second match.
Yes,
He is
does.
absolutely in the zone. Turns around and just gives a knowing nod to Elias.
Yeah, that was a great camera shot as well, because you could see where that arrow hit the other one and deflected down into the center of the X.
Absolutely in the zone. Really is. Grady Kane, medalist at the World Youth in Limerick Island in 2023, and Winnipeg, Canada last year. He was part of the USA team as well, 2025. But he doesn't often get to this stage, and we look at the compound men division, just some of those that have been in the gold medal matches this year. Mike Schlosser, Jimmy Lutz at Gator Cup. It was Kyle Douglas and Dewey Hathaway at Salt Lake Summit, and then Mike and Jimmy again at SoCal Showdown. And just looking at some of the scores from earlier, I want to take you through seeing where those folks fell. Let me just go through, because it's not immediately to hand. So obviously these two guys, Kyle Douglas, the number 1 seed, fell at the semi-final stage. That was a 1-arrow shoot-off. Grady winning in a one-arrow shoot-off. A little bit more comfortable for Jimmy, 147-144 against Jeremiah Foster. So again, we go back, Matthias Fullerton, 1-arrow shoot-off with Jimmy in the quarter-finals. Jeremiah Foster, 1-arrow shoot-off win against Mikey Schlosser in the quarter-finals. So some real tense, tight affairs. Ace Coleman, who's been doing tremendously well in the last few USATs, spoke to him a couple of days ago, beaten by Grady at the quarter-final stage. Grady with a 149 there. So Grady has really kind of picked it up, and then a 148 1-arrow shoot-off. You talk about momentum. Yes, it was a 148 in the semis as opposed to a 149 in the quarters, but needing a 1-arrow shoot-off to get here. And then we've seen Grady's confidence is sky high, maximum in the first 3 arrows.
You're coming in here with that giant momentum from your previous match, and even though you had a break in between, you're still carrying that confidence with you, and it shows right off the bat.
Breeze has just picked up a little bit again, similar direction, and they've got, they've got 3 indicators. They've got the what we call the feather banners, as Jimmy lands one down the middle into the X. Let's see if Grady can pick up where he left off. There's the local transport in the background, you can hear. He just drops it low.
Just a little long of a hold, trying to get that wind too.
We've got feather banners down each flank. We've got the flags above the target, and then right in the back on the cooling tower, as Jimmy hits another 10. In the cooling tower there's a windsock. So there's 3 indicators. You would suggest that they're taking their gauge from what? The target flags?
I would look at the target, and I would look at the banners in the middle of the field.
So another 9 from Grady. Started strong, just a little bit of a wobble here. And Jimmy Lutz is very much firmly fixed in the zone. So
back in usual form.
Grady to respond. Be fabulous to finish with a 10 here. Finish strong.
There we go.
And he does. 28 plays 30, so that'll be 58 plays 59, a 1-point advantage for Jimmy Lutz.
That last arrow was massive. That's the difference between 1 point and 2 points back. And trying to fight back 2 points against Jimmy, that's
the key, isn't it?
That's monumental.
You're out in eliminations earlier in the competition, and maybe when you get to this stage, and you're staring across at Jimmy Lutz, 1 point is one point is a gap. 2 point is a bit of a hill to climb.
Yeah.
Do you look at these guys? Do you look at the Jimmys and the Bradys and obviously in your division, that just maintaining that quality, and they often say in any sport, it's most of us can do, most of us could possibly hit in your sport, hit an X. Can you do it 3 times in a row, twice in a row? Can you do it when the pressure is on? What do you learn from other archers in other divisions, in other disciplines that maybe you can bring to your game? Is it more mental rather than technical?
It's composure. That's the big thing. How do you handle adversity? How do you handle that one shot that got away? Making sure that you're right back on, because that one shot can derail the next either 5 if you're in qualification or the next 2 if you're in elimination. So, I do observe a lot of archers around the world, not just here at home, and I try to learn from them. How do they keep mentally composed while they're shooting a high pressure situation? And it has helped me a lot, dedicating more time to the mental side of it. At this point, I look at it now as a quality over quantity when it's practice. I don't need to go out there and shoot 300 arrows just to shoot, but if I can shoot 100 really good quality arrows and throw some mental challenges in there, it's gonna help me way more.
Well, there we have the 1 point difference. You can see down the far end, and there you can maybe see the windsock at the very back on that water tower, but the activity from the feather banners either side as well. Breeze is picking up a little. Grady had a 1 point advantage, now a 1 point deficit, but he's got his head back on. Great arrow from Grady Kane.
That's the ones that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the windsock on the field and looking at the flags on the targets. Put a little bit of English on that one.
Yeah, kind of a little recoil, a little pinch on that one from Jimmy. Tremendous from Grady Kane. He's had an early start as well. He was out early this morning. The youth eliminations were completing after
9.
delay last night, and he was out this morning supporting some of his, not just friends. Apparently they were rooming. He said, "Well, there's no way I was going to sleep with those guys getting up." So
exactly,
he was out as well this morning. So he's had a long day so far, looking to maintain his focus.
9.
Just dropped it into the 9. So Jimmy, having dropped to 9 with his last arrow, has a chance to maintain that 1 point advantage.
Yeah, he does.
With the 10. I think that with that first arrow, did it?
It was on
the line. It was on the line.
Yeah.
So I think we should be, as we were, going into the fourth end. So 29, 2 X's and a 9 for Grady. There we go, confirmation, 29 for Jimmy as well. So that 1 point difference will remain. There's Elias, conversation with Grady Kane. Great guy, Elias Cuesta really is such an easy going, and Chris Webster as well, 2 solid coaches to have in your corner. Elias was with the team, of course, at the World Cup, as Chris was in Madrid. That's his hometown. Managed to catch up with family. His parents lived nearby, just outside Madrid, and his sister, I believe, came in from the Netherlands. Just a short journey, an opportunity for him to catch up with family, and then back over here for domestic duties.
Exactly.
But those guys, like you, traveling a lot, and it's been a busy summer. But next year is going to be even busier. More activities next year as the wind picks up a little bit more. The start of this fourth end, 1 point the difference. 88 plays 87 for Grady Kane.
You could see that reaction on that shot. That wind is doing what it wants.
Jimmy.
10.
There we go. Grady trying to settle himself in. A little bit of a hold, down to 6 seconds.
9.
Another 9, looking around, and just a bit of a shrug from Grady Kane. It's even picking up a little bit more. It doesn't seem to be affecting Jimmy at all. It really doesn't, and you can hear picking up on our microphones. That breeze, it's a breeze that we've not quite had over the course of the first match and a half.
9.
And he's put another 9 in. That's a tough end for Grady Kane, 27. And Jimmy, if he lands this one, which he has, it'll be a 3 point swing. It'll be 4 points the difference.
4 points on 3 arrows.
Yeah. And it was just a wind misbehaving. And what people may not appreciate, you can see the trees there at the back. To the right of the archers, we've got a tree line. The wind coming up over the top of that and kind of hitting us. And maybe talk about where you guys were positioned for the paras, which is, as we're looking here, is probably about 30 meters left of those guys. So you're getting any wind, any weather that's coming over.
Correct. It's kind of doing what it wants when it comes over those trees. It'll swirl around or hit you. I mean, there was times when it was hitting me face on, and then there was times when it was going crosswind. So you just have to push through that shot and, not be weak on it.
Well, that seemed to be what Jimmy was doing there. He seemed to not kind of linger.
He was shooting relatively fast. The longer you hold, the more you're going to be moving around. So
now we see the activity. It is beginning to just get a little bit more breezy. Grady's to the line already. He's keen to get this fifth and final end. He's going to need a maximum, hoping for something out of character from Jimmy Lutz. Jimmy, just to remind you, has got silver on 2 occasions this year.
current world record holder.
Absolutely. That was at Gator Cup. 72 arrows, 719 points. You do the math. Phenomenal performance from Jimmy. But Mikey Schlosser took gold when it came down to eliminations in Florida. A long hold there, down to almost 3 seconds, but he gets the 10. There's Grady Kane. Just a slightest shake of the head there. I think he realised how close a call that was. Jimmy seems to be absolutely.
Yeah, he's getting on it and letting it go and not letting that wind affect his hold.
Down to 7, 6. Got down to 5 seconds there when he landed it. And then Jimmy, 16, 15, 14. He let go at 12. So Grady at one point for his first arrow was down to 3 seconds. Jimmy's
8 seconds from drawback to execution.
Doesn't want to hang around. As you say, he doesn't want to be pushed around any more than he has to with this wind. Get settled and get released.
Yeah, and it looks like Grady's shooting a hinge release versus Jimmy shooting a thumb.
Well, he did what he could. Grady Kane, the damage was done in end number 4. And Jimmy, absolutely phenomenal performance from Jimmy Lutz in conditions that misbehaved a little bit as that match wore on. Jimmy Lutz with 2 silvers and now a gold, and I suspect his points accumulation would have guaranteed him a place at the USAT Series final, but
it's good to get that pressure off your shoulders.
To get there with that automatic qualification.
Yeah,
they're exchanging words here on the line, as you can see, and Chris just having a Chris Webster chatting to Grady Kane, but got the 2 compounds. So Alexis Ruiz beating Olivia Dean for the gold medal in the opening compound women's match, and then Jimmy Lutz with that win over Grady Kane. But I mean, what you got to say is fantastic few days that Grady has had. As we've mentioned, he's not someone that we see very often in these senior finals, and again, when you're talking, you're up against Kyle Douglas, and we see them behind. We see some of the talent behind there: Matthias Fullerton, Kyle Douglas, even Braden Gellentein, Mike Schlosser. I mean, you've got some former world number ones, current world number ones, world kind of, in the top 3 rankings, world champions, world record holders.
Well, Braden, I believe, is one of the winningest archers in the history of World Cups.
Absolutely. So you've got some phenomenal talent that has been here at Buckeye Classic this week. So for Grady to get here through to the gold medal match, and that 4th end was tricky, a phenomenal first end that he had. That wind obviously disrupted him a little more than it did Jimmy, but he can be absolutely proud of his performance over the last few days, walking away with silver and in a very deep field with huge quality. I think we've got Jimmy. Is Jimmy all set and ready to go?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can. You may have heard us there talking about Grady's performance, and obviously we'll talk about your performance as well. Fantastic. But just talk to Grady. We were talking. He's not somebody we often see on this stage. What is it telling you about the kind of few days that he's had here in Dublin?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been capable, and we actually were just talking about that right after our match. Like, I know he podiumed here 4 years ago, I think he said, and he's capable. He just needs to tell himself that he's capable, and I mean, I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him.
He had a tremendous start. I mean, raced out of the blocks, and for you, where was that pivotal? Was it that 4th end? Because Jason and I were talking. The wind started to misbehave. You didn't seem to kind of skip a beat. I know it seemed to affect Grady.
Yeah, it's all week has been tricky here, and I mean we kind of expect that coming here to Columbus. It's always switching back and forth. You never really know what to expect. And honestly, my misses today have been into the wind, so I just didn't let my pin leave the 10 ring as much as possible for this match, and it definitely paid off.
I mean, you've had a tremendous year. Two silvers, a world record. You get that gold. Obviously, we were saying the points accumulation, I imagine, was going to be enough, but this guarantees your place at the USAT Series final. I mean, you've had a wonderful USAT Series in 2026, and you take it and take that form into Springfield next month, and I imagine looking to walk away with gold there. What has been that momentum this year that's kind of helped you over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good year with the 2 second places. I mean, I really wanted to get that gold today, but with this field that we have, the competition that we have. I mean, we have the world #1 and #2 coming to our events. You know, a couple of years ago when I would win a couple, 2, 3, 4 of these a year. It's not like that anymore. You know, it's literally the same difficulty as a World Cup at a USAT now. So, which it's great. You know, I love it. It gives me that competition, gets me ready for the World Cup. So. But yeah, it's been a great year, but I finally got that win.
And just talk about Buckeye Classic, and look, you gold medalist. It's been a record-breaking event. What makes this event so special?
It's a good location, for sure. I feel like specifically in Buckeye, we see a lot of new faces, which is great. It's awesome for the sport, awesome for World Archery, for USA Archery. But typically, I mean, the weather, as you guys saw yesterday, the weather can be very spotty here, but it doesn't ruin the attitude of the archers. You know, we just want to come out here and compete, and I can't say a bad thing about Columbus.
Brilliant. Jimmy, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well done. Jimmy Lutz there, winner of the Buckeye Classic in compound men. And again, as we were listening to Jimmy, I'm looking over the top of we've got a camera, obviously, as you can see, because that's what looking over the top of the monitor, we can see who's behind. And again, it's like a who's who, as Jimmy was saying. It's like a who's who of the compound division, not just domestically, on the world stage,
yes.
Internationally. And again, it speaks volumes for the domestic quality, the USAT event that draws in this level of quality. And the fact that Jimmy and Grady have come through against very tough international opposition. And again, Jimmy's done phenomenally well. Grady's done well, but there's some immense talent behind the scenes as well. What we are going to do is take you to a little break as we take a bit of a breather and some of the things that are happening behind the scenes within USA Archery. Weather. Oh wait, can you hear us? Do you love archery and want to take your fandom to the next level? Well, the USA Archery Insiders Club is for you. Join the Insiders Club today to earn exclusive membership benefits and updates on the United States Archery Team as they gear up for the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games in Los Angeles. With different levels to choose from, there's never been a better time to show your support for USA Archery. More details at usarchery.org. Welcome back to Dublin, Ohio. Richard Fleming alongside Jason Tabansky. We've had the 2 compound events, win for Alexis Ruiz and Jimmy Lutz. And I mean, watching these guys, because that's the thing, when you're competing, you don't get to see these guys up close.
No, not really.
So what do you take? What do you take from those first 2 matches?
No, I just enjoy watching them perform, come out here and do what they do. There's a reason why they're the best at what they do. So just come out here, watch them. I'm a sponge whenever I learn by watching. So I feel like I get a free lesson by sitting here and watching them shoot. So
it is fantastic.
I appreciate the front row seats.
Absolutely. Well, I think we are ready. For barebow. I believe we are. Let's give them the cue and get them on the field. We've got the barebow women, and this is going to be another fantastic match. It's going to be Ava Jones and Erin Holland. Ava Jones, who I think is 19, a teenager still, but a phenomenal talent. Erin Holland, who was the winner at Gator Cup earlier in the year. Number 1 seed against the number 3 seed. And they take the line.
In the barebow women, on target 1, Ava Jones. On target 2, Erin Holland.
There we have confirmation. Ava Jones and Erin Holland. And Ava is, I'm just going to go, I think she is just a teenager. I want to get confirmation there.
She's had a great year so far, though.
And she, you know, she obviously she works the circuit. She competes all around the country. Does Ava 18? I knew she was in that ballpark. And Erin, who, if you were not with us earlier, she is an ER doctor.
Oh wow!
In Minnesota. So again, we had Alexis, who was a nurse. Starting out with a 5. So we had cumulative. If you're just joining us, compound was cumulative. We should have told you at the time. You probably kind of figured it out. Cumulative scoring. Barebow and recurve is a set system. So whoever gets the most points after 3 arrows will get 2 points. If they get equal points after their 3 arrows, they share. They get a point each.
7.
And it's the first to 6. So a little bit of a
8.
kind of a testing start for these two as they're just kind of feeling their way through. Barebow, of course, it's as it suggests, it's not got the weights and balances and sights and all of the trickery sometimes that you'll see with the recurve and compound. So that's where you might see you know, a
9.
6 or a 5 or a 7.
Yeah, it's more instinctive, more traditional, if you may. But it doesn't make it any less exciting. You know, barebow shooters can go out there and put on a complete show.
985, so 22. 22 for Ava. 22 plays 20, so that'll be 2 points for Ava Jones. So a little bit of an uncomfortable start, shall we say, because you know we're seeing 9s, we're seeing 10s, but these two will be looking to put that one behind, and that's the beauty of the set system.
Correct.
It's you can have a bad 3 arrows and still turn it around.
Yep. We just went in my division to the set system from cumulative, and it's exactly that. You can have one shot in cumulative that'll derail your whole match versus this. You might lose 2 points, but you can still come back and get back on track.
And talk through that as a mindset shift, because again, when it's cumulative, as we talked about earlier with Grady and Jimmy, you know, you could be a point, 2, 3, 4 points behind, and against some opponents, that's the game gone, that's the match gone.
Correct.
But with the set system, you really have to be that goldfish.
Yeah, I mean, for like Grady, that 4th set or that 4th end, that could have been 2 set points, and then get to restart and come back.
End number 2. Erin will get us started.
7.
And you can really hear the thud.
Yeah.
9.
There's a 9. So Ava is just beginning to find her range. I want to talk you through some of their path to the gold medal match. Ava Jones 6.16 in qualifying. Erin 5.88. So that's a bit of a sticky start for Erin here. Semi-finals, Erin beating
9.
Cindy Zacco, the number 2 seed, Erin the number 3 seed. Erin winning 7-3, 6-0 win for Ava against Alison Lee, the 4 seed.
7.
One of the things that Erin did make clear is similar to Alexis, this really is
9.
strong end there for Ava. She turns away. Looks like that'll be a 4-0 lead for Ava Jones. One of the things that we heard from Alexis and Erin again made clear is this is, bearing in mind the job they do.
Correct.
This is just, so we talk about stress and we talk about pressure and we talk about that anxiety of stepping to the line. It's very easy to kind of just think what they do as a day job, and they step out here and they enjoy it and they relax, but the arrows are still going to misbehave. Yes,
exactly. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where some days you have it, some days archery happens, and no matter how good your shots are breaking, they're just not hitting where you're intending them to hit. But the fact that they keep doing it continuously and at a high level is just absolutely impressive.
Yeah.
But
I
again-
believe at Springfield we're going to see Cindy Zacco, Erin and Ava in a team. They've got team events there. The three of them are going to
Fantastic.
combine as a team, so that'll be some force.
Yeah.
Look out for that in Springfield next month. Of course, we were there last year for Target Nationals. USAT Series Final will be there before all of that gets underway. So USAT Series Final, which Erin has already qualified automatically for. Ava will be looking to win this to confirm her place.
7.
7 to start, end number 3 for Erin as she looks to fight her way back into this contest.
9.
9
She just
for
hasn't
Ava.
been able to get inside that red ring.
Great shot. Looking at
7.
Erin. Another 7 again. As you say, she's fighting to get closer.
9.
Another 9 for Ava.
Ava's just in her zone.
And another one similar to Olivia. You chat to Ava, breaks into that smile, but how focused.
4.
Just a tough one for Erin. But we will see her. We'll see her in
9.
Springfield at Target Nationals and US Open. But the shake of the hand there, we will get confirmation. But Erin, who had a phenomenal Gator Cup, we will see her at the USAT Series Final next month. We will also see Ava Jones, having won here this afternoon, the barebow champion of the Buckeye Classic 2026. And of course, Buckeye Classic supported wonderfully by Rebel Gear, the title sponsor. As you can see there, all of the sponsors there for USA Archery, but the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic front and centre there.
Congratulations.
We really do appreciate all of those that support the sport of archery and the growth, whether it's events, whether it's tournaments, whether it's clubs, whether it's organisations. Never quite sure what to do in those situations, but it's a slap on the back from Erin with a wonderful smile, and she'll head back to Minnesota, but we will see her in Springfield, Missouri, and we're just bringing Ava around to the interview position. I mean, again, just talk about that. We didn't see the 10s, but we saw the 9s from Ava, and
that's amazing.
It was just difficult for Erin to kind of, as you say, to find those inner rings, and Ava just kept plodding on and got the win.
Yeah, that just leaves me absolutely flabbergasted to see someone shoot that well, shooting barebow. You know, they're shooting at 50 meters, shooting a 122 centimeter target. I mean, by no means is that easy.
And the conditions
Absolutely
as well.
not.
And the conditions. They've not let up too much.
Yeah.
But I think, have we got Ava? We're just waiting for Ava to hear us. Yeah, you are there. Well, congratulations. First of all, congratulations on the win. Just talk about the conditions out there. Misbehaving a little bit to kind of find your groove. Just talk us through that match.
I feel like it was pretty windy. It didn't really look as windy as it was really affecting the arrows.
And then talk us through just the week as a whole, because the conditions, the stop-start, the haze, the smoke that we had earlier in the week, every day seems to have thrown us something a little different. How have you seen the last few days going?
Yeah, there are definitely some weather conditions, and I know you can't plan for it. I think that just makes it kind of fun, a little bit of an extra challenge. The wind has been a little weird all weekend, and the smoke was definitely new to deal with.
We don't see you at every USAT event, but when you come in, just your ability, the quality that you bring, #1 seed here, come through as the gold medalist, and again, I had to double check. I thought you were around that 18 years of age. Where do you see the ceiling for you in terms of your archery? How much better do you think you can be? How much better can you get?
I feel like I could get, every year I improve, so I feel like I could get better. The whole sport keeps getting better, a bunch of new archers, everybody just keeps improving. I feel like everybody can get better.
And then the USAT Series Final, you've qualified for that. Erin has qualified for that as well. So we'll see you in Springfield, Missouri. How much are you looking forward to that big event?
That is why I came out here, was to try to make it there, so I'm really excited about that.
And also, can you let us into any secret of any uniform that you, Erin, and Cindy Zacco are going to be wearing? Because apparently you're going to be a team in the team round. So is it any funky stuff we've got to look forward to?
We're still thinking about it.
It's in the planning stage.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, we look forward to that. Ava, thank you so much for joining us,
you.
and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Ava Jones there, the gold medalist for barebow, and phenomenal performance from Ava, and she will be back in Springfield, Missouri when we return there next month for the USAT Series final, and of course that'll be followed by Target Nationals and US Open. So we've talked about the family affair. Of course, yourself and Courtney, your wife, enjoy the sport of archery. We heard from James and Janet Flenner a little bit earlier, and a couple that also compete here in the barebow division, and they're not from the US. Of course, who am I to speak with my accent? They are from South Africa, but they've lived here in various cities across the US over the last many years, and we always see them out here at events. It is Johannes and Samantha Gildenhouse, and they are also making archery very much a family affair.
It's a both. It's like golf. When you shoot, it's great, but when you shoot well and you feel well, when you have a great shot, it's so euphoric that it makes all those other shots worthwhile. And then you chase those shots, you chase those good feelings, and it just rolls. And the more you keep at it, the better you get, the more enjoyable it becomes.
We really enjoy each other's company, which is wonderful. We can be together doing things that we both enjoy. It becomes our vacation. We are able to go to places that we might not have done before. We meet so many wonderful people as well. The community is very supportive as well. At every level we've met when our kids were younger, and now we meet wonderful people that encourage us to continue. And we come back and it's like meeting family. We come back, oh, we haven't seen you for so long, and then come and trying to be better than last time, trying to move up the ranking, because now when you get to this level, you obviously want to rank higher, you want to impress people more. And it's having each other there on the line saying, hey, we also watch each other, so we can say, I notice you're not doing this right now, to have that immediate feedback to improve your shot. That's also very useful. Everybody can enjoy archery. You don't have to be a spectator. You don't have to be the best on the line to enjoy yourself either. You can come and shoot and have a wonderful experience. It's a shared experience as a family.
The other thing is affordability. This is a very affordable sport. You don't have to buy the latest and greatest. You can get by with a fairly good setup for a very reasonable price. Or you can make it expensive, but it's not that expensive. It's not. It's really not.
We do try and compete against each other in that I know you can shoot better than I can. We always end with one arrow shoot-off, see who can win the most of them. So we do, it's a way of getting the other person to perform, where if I feel I'm not doing well, then a little push from him can improve me, and the same with him. So it's not a rivalry, but we do say, hey, you better beat me today. You have to bring it today if you're going to beat me, because I'm feeling good.
Whether the goal is to get out and socialise, become active, or to make a US Olympic, US Paralympic or World Championship team, archery is a sport that lends itself to any age, interest and ability. Whether you want to find a club, a coach or a course, or your interest is in adaptive, youth, adult or collegiate archery, whatever your level or level of interest, USA Archery has something for everyone. Head to usarchery.org for everything you need to get started or to continue your archery journey. Archery instructors and coaches are the foundation of USA Archery's programs, camps, and the athlete development pipeline. Obtaining a certification not only provides you with valuable knowledge and hands-on skills, but also boosts the marketing value of your program. For more information on coach certification programs, contact USA Archery at certifications@usarchery.org. Yes, usarchery.org. That's the place to go for all the information. So keep up to date with all of that. I think we're going to have another match for you, shall we? Let's bring the barebow men onto the field. We are ready to go. I give them the thumbs up, the height of technology here, to let people know that we are ready to go. Brian Way and Alex De Vera will be next up. And Alex was a champion at SoCal. Brian has been on this stage, and we see him at Field Nationals as well. Just in terms of what we've seen, the barebow division. And actually, I wanted to talk about your event, Para W1. Frank Bailey took silver. There's a young man who, I think JOAD last year, I saw him for the first time at JOAD, and he's been at the senior events this year. Just talk us, that young man has really come from nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I met him last year at a camp that we had in Salt Lake City. I haven't had a lot of interactions with him this year, but, you know, like you said, I've seen him at every event, so I know that he's dedicated to it, and he's wanting to get to that level. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of years if he's going to be up there.
Brilliant. That's always great to see. And I tell you what, we have got to give a mention, as the athletes are just brought to the line. I've got to give a mention to Andre Shelby and Keith Sikora. They got through, para athletes, but they got through to the compound 50 plus gold medal match. And Andre got gold, Keith got silver, and then in the compound 50 plus women from the para division, but of course competing in able-bodied, it was Wendy Gardner took bronze in that division. So fantastic work from those guys, and phenomenal that again, we talk about archery being a sport. Doesn't matter. Again, you can compete at any age. We've got, I think, an 82-year-old archer was competing this week. And then in the compound senior, as Brian gets us underway, compound senior, there was a 13-year-old lad, 13-year-old boy.
Yeah. I mean, archery is one of the most adaptable sports and one of the easiest sports to get into. So Vegas, there was a gentleman there that was 104 years old.
104. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great arrows.
Yeah, Brian's getting it started the right way.
It's not
there
bad.
You go.
Not bad from Alex.
Just got away from him on that one.
And again, we talk about it is the set system again. Barebow is the set system.
7.
And that one just seemed to die on him. He's looked around. They're both giving each other kind of a raise of the eyebrows. Neither, I think, were too sure of what was going on there, but a bit of a mixed bag, I think it's fair to say, from Brian and Alex. But yeah, just back to the young lad. He was on the line, and the judges approached him. They said, "You do realise you're in the senior division?" Yeah. How old are you? 13. So you meant to register? Oh yeah.
I did see him shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I think he went out relatively. I say relatively early in. I think it was like a 141. It was nothing, it was nothing to be kind of scoffed at.
Not for a 13-year-old shooting against
shooting
the
at 50 meters.
Exactly.
At 50 meters, and had he been in the U15 division, it would have been at 40 meters.
Correct.
So this is a young lad that is stepping in. Yeah, he could have quite easily shot at 40 meters against his peers.
Yep, and that 141 could have easily turned into a 149, 150.
Absolutely. So we talk about a sport that anybody can compete in at any age. You come to events here, it's like, yeah, I'm 13, but I want to go and shoot with the big boys.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being here years ago, 2019, for Outdoor Nationals when it was held here in Dublin, and that's where I first saw Alexis win a major event.
What year was that,
2019.
So that was the year she won, she became world number one.
Correct.
In what, 2019, yeah.
Yeah, she, so this just goes to show you that age is just a number when it comes to archery.
Absolutely. Alex took that first set, leads by 2 points to 0. So Brian will get end number 2 underway.
9.
That's a strong response from Brian Waite. Brian the number 1 seed, Alex the number 2 seed. Just so you know, Bronson Orms got the bronze medal.
He's just consistent, minus that one little blip that he had.
9.
Answers right back.
10.
Wow.
Wow. Exhale. Brian just exhaled there as is to say, yep, job done for this end. Now, what can you do, Alex?
10.
There we go.
That's exactly
There
what he
we
can
go.
do.
There's some great arrows from these two guys. Brian weighs 640 in qualification. Alex, the second seed, 629. And then Bronson Orms, who picked up bronze, 616. So number 1 seed, number 2 seeder in the gold medal match. The number 3 seed took bronze. But again, some quality, some depth in that barebow division. Marcus Cooley, Spanky Brooks, good to see him out here. Jim O'Shea, we see him out.
Growing.
Yeah, Michael Weaver.
Yeah, that is one division that just, they keep multiplying, they keep coming out. You know, they're one of the loudest groups out at any tournament.
Yeah, no,
they're
fantastic.
just having fun.
Absolutely. So we're just seeing the scores.
Tied 2 apiece.
And it's great to see Sharon Totten winning the compound 50 plus women. And Sharon, without giving too much away, Sharon's had some challenges over the last few weeks and months, and so just incredible, fantastic to see her out here, and
Very
phenomenal
happy for her.
that she is still competing, and not only just competing, but getting gold here at Buckeye Classic. Had a good chat with her this week, and I say it's always lovely to catch up with familiar faces. So Sharon winning compound 50 plus women, and as we've already mentioned, compound 50 plus men, Andre Shelby, number 3 seed, the Paralympic champion from 2016, 10 years on. 2-2 the score between Brian Way and Alex De Vera here. Then we've got a game on.
8.
He's circling the yellow. Alex, a reminder, already won
9.
in the USAT Series qualifiers this year, winning at SoCal Showdown last month.
9.
Gets back in the gold. That's going to give him some momentum going into the next stand.
9.
I mean, just a
Absolutely
great set of
incredible.
arrows. Great arrows there from Alex. Just walks back. Very level-headed, even-keeled. And again, thank you to the organisers, all the volunteers, and they put in tremendous shift. Just as soon as eliminations out on the competition field, as soon as eliminations were kind of winding down, you've got the volunteers out there. They're moving the bales, shifting the targets, packing things away. This has got to be converted back into soccer fields in the next 24 hours. So fabulous work done by them all, and huge congratulations on another great event. And there's a few kind of frazzled edges. Mother Nature kicked in last night.
Absolutely.
And presented them with a number of challenges, but they rolled with the punches.
Yeah.
And got the youth eliminations, those that hadn't been completed, got them back this morning. That is the water tower in the distance, just in case you thought that some youngsters had wandered onto the field. That is a mural. But yeah, the weather has been interesting. The weather has been interesting over the last few days.
I was getting text messages last night at 9:30, 9:45 in regards to weather delays, thinking, wow.
It was a late one. I mean, I left here about 9:30. There were still people here, still plenty of people here, and then they were back here at about 5 o'clock this morning.
8.
4-2 Alex into this fourth end.
6.
Strong start from Brian.
9.
8 and a 9. A 6 from Alex, so he's got to respond here to try and not only maintain his own advantage, he could win it.
8.
Brian now with a huge arrow. Try and level the scores.
8.
That might be enough. Alex, I think, if my math
That
is
is
correct,
enough.
needs a 10.
7.
So
Not
that
gonna
should
get
be
it.
enough. No, Brian should have leveled things up. 4 points apiece.
Definitely keeping it interesting out there.
Target 1. 9, 8, 8.
So the next 12 months, is going to be, busy. It's going to be jam-packed. You've obviously got the domestic calendar, the international calendar, and then you guys you've got your trials at the start of 2028, have you not?
Correct. That's when we'll go into our Paralympic Olympic trials. I know that the Olympic trials will start sometime late next year.
Yep.
But we still have a lot of things going on. For example, next year we'll have the Pan American Games in Lima, Peru in August. And
the Para World Championships.
Well,
as
it's looking like we're going to be jumping on a plane from there and going from there to Australia. So, yeah, I'm really excited for Australia, though.
Yeah, that is going to be
it's
fantastic.
a bucket list.
That's going to be phenomenal.
I might end up staying a little bit longer, do a little fishing.
I need to talk to the bosses, see if there's a budget just to...
Yeah, we can just put you in one of our suitcases.
There we go. Job done. So it is 4 points apiece then between Alex and Brian. There is Alex. Brian is not letting go. Coming back once again with 3 solid arrows. Let's see who's going to respond or who's going to flinch between these two. There is Brian Waite. Ooh,
Wow.
well, here we go. He's
That's
laid down a
one way to
marker.
start.
Out to the edge for Alex. So it's
9.
advantage Brian Way, and he is absolutely taking full advantage as well. A 10 and a 9. Alex needs a big number here.
9.
So 19 plays 16.
7.
Okay, the door's open. A 10.
We'll get them a shoot off.
A 10 for Alex. What are those eyes seeing behind the glasses?
8.
And he's, well, he gave it a go. He gave it a go. But Brian has come back to win this one, and we'll get confirmation shortly. But Alex offers a hand. Brian
10, 9, 7.
has taken this
Target 1.
match by 6 points to 4. Brian Waite, the number 1 seed. Alex De Vera, the number 2 seed. Alex getting silver. Brian getting gold. There's some great arrows there.
Oh, 100%. He was absolutely on it in that
And we
last
see
set.
9s and 10s, and then again it's barebow and there's breeze and there's all the conditions. That was some
Impressive.
phenomenal archery. And just matter of fact, they just turn and walk away.
Yeah, and there's a signal from the judge just to confirm Brian's going to be taking home gold here at Buckeye.
And he will be
Congratulations.
heading to, I'm trying to see where he's, where we've seen, we've not seen him this year on the podium. We've not seen him on the podium. Alex took gold at SoCal and bronze at Gator Cup. So Matthew Christian, Josh Fint and Alex De Vera are the gold medalists from the 3 previous USAT events. Now they're joined by Brian Way. Those are the four that are absolutely guaranteed. But the points will be totted up over the next few hours, I imagine, as we look at the points accumulation that have been accumulated from the 4 USAT Qualifier Series events, and they'll be calculated to see the top 8 in each division and gender. So barebow men, barebow women, compound men, compound women, recurve men, recurve women. 8 from each makes the 48 archers that will go to Springfield, Missouri. It'll be head-to-head elimination brackets, and then the gold medal matches on August 12th. They'll be televised live on USA Archery's YouTube. I think we've got Brian on the line. Have we got Brian ready? He's just around he's round the corner, so I can't physically see him. But Brian, you're with us, yeah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, Jason and I were just talking some of the arrows that you guys were landing. Talk us through that performance.
Well, it was nice to get a good one once in a while. It's barebow. Anything can happen, but it's nice to put the 10 on Alex at the end, try to put the pressure on him a little bit.
Just bring down that microphone a little bit. Just bring down the arm. That's it, and turn it in towards. There we go. That's brilliant. I mean, were the conditions a factor? Because we know early on in some of the matches that wind just came over the trees and started to pick up a bit. What were the conditions like?
It was all right. Finally, a little cooler out here, but the wind got me in the first round, kind of pushed me off to the side. But Alex had to shoot in it too, and I think we both did pretty well dealing with it.
Similar to Ava, we don't see Ava at too many of the USATs, and obviously she comes in here and she's phenomenal quality. We see, I think we see you at Field Nationals and some of these great events. You've turned up here and you've marched through as the #1 seed and the gold medalist, and you've qualified for the USAT Series final next month. How much was that an incentive that you wanted to join those guys in Springfield in this big event?
I always miss shooting with my archery buddies. It's been a while since I've been to one of these, and I told Alex on the final round, I said, buddy, you just cost me a lot of money, because I'll definitely be going to Springfield now.
Well, you're going to have to do well to win the prize money. So it's Matthew Christian, Josh Finn, Alex De Vera and yourself guaranteed, and then obviously all the others will see points accumulation. But Jason and I were just talking, that barebow field, similar to so many of these divisions, the barebow field has got some wily old kind of veterans and the up and coming youngsters. It's a quality field that just seems to be growing. How much does that kind of fill you with excitement and that anticipation that this is a division that is growing and it's getting deeper in quality as well?
Oh, I think it's just awesome. It's not just nationally, it's growing exponentially locally too, and I think it's wonderful. Always just a class act people, wonderful people, and happy to see barebow growing like it is.
Absolutely. Brian, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in Springfield next month, and well done.
Cool, thank you.
Brian Way, your winner of the Buckeye Classic for 2026, and again, for some phenomenal arrows. We talked about Ava and Erin. There was some 7s. I know their wind was beginning to change and pick up, and then obviously their points, that the scores started to improve. These guys, I mean, Brian, straight out the blocks, he was hitting the 9s, finding the 9s.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the field now, you can see those banners are pretty bent over. The windsocks picked up, so they're definitely shooting some conditions that would challenge anybody, especially something with a barebow.
I think we are looking for. We're trying to stretch it out. Are we waiting? I think we might be. Where are we going? I need to hear somebody in my ear telling me. Are we going to go to an interview? Oh, I tell you what, yeah, why not? We're talking barebow. Let's go to a very popular barebow family. Marcus was shooting here this week. Mother and daughter. This is not husband and wife. This is mother and daughter, although husband and wife and daughter also shoot. It's the Cooley family, and this is Amy and McKenna.
Internationals, and then as we got involved and we just started going to tournaments, and I think we're all highly competitive people to begin with, so I think that's what kind of made it go further.
Me and my brother wanted to continue, and then my dad got sick of watching and you got sick of watching, and it just turned into a family thing kind of organically. It's easy.
To have something that's everybody is interested in, you can, go together where, sometimes if you have all individual sports, that's nice and everything, but one person's doing and everybody else is watching, maybe bored, they're on their phone, whatever. In this, we can all be, doing something together.
So McKenna went to college with a scholarship. Yeah, I was in collegiate archery for 4 years at Mount Marty.
We've done international competitions. We went down as a family. We went to Argentina for the Pan Am Field Championships a few years ago.
Yeah, that was an open tournament, yeah.
And then usually when we travel around to the USATs, we go together.
It's just nice to travel easiest together and make it a family thing. Yeah, the bond we have together and with all other people in archery too, we all just have a good time, and archery is just a fun sport, so everyone's just always happy and having a good time. I think also with USAT Archery growing different divisions and who's allowed to come to USATs and stuff like that, that makes it so much easier for families and makes it really inclusive. I mean, archery is for everyone. Archery is for any age, any ability, any gender. It's for everyone.
course, you're the Hoyt man. And so we thank them all for their support of archery, the sport of archery, and USA Archery to boot. We have pushed the targets back 20 metres, and we are getting set for the recurve division. That's why we've gone from 50 metres to 70 metres. This is recurve women at 70 metres. 2 Olympians in Jennifer Messino Fernandez and Catalina Ginoriega. And so they step into the middle. We see these 2 young ladies, and I mean, 2 of the best in the world, certainly 2 of the best in the United States, and they step out into the middle. Catalina, number 8 seed, Jennifer, the number 2 seed, but Jennifer has won the last 2 USAT Qualifier Series events. That was in SoCal Showdown, and the one prior to that, Salt Lake Summit.
And she's on an absolute roll. It's been fun watching her compete at this level and be as successful as she's been.
And again, both very unassuming. Little fist bump there from Dad for Catalina.
Yep, it's business time.
And Chris Webster is in Jenny's corner. And as you say, she's on an absolute tear, is Jennifer. Catalina come from number 8 seed. Casey Koffold was the number 1 seed. 6:57 in qualification. Jenny with 6:50. But as you say, you don't win anything in qualification. It's the elimination rounds where you bring your game, and Jenny has started with a 10. And Casey was knocked out at the 1/8 round by Yihyun Wang 6-0.
A tough, great shots by both of them.
Tough match there for Casey. So if you're wondering where the number 1 seed is, but we have 2 of her Olympic teammates who have started strong in this match. Catalina down to 6 seconds.
8.
With an 8. Little look over the shoulder at Dad. Again, the set system in recurve. So you can have a bad 3 arrows and still turn it around.
Yeah, that 1 arrow is not going to derail your whole set.
Strong from Jennifer. The sun's coming in. It's beginning to encroach in our booth here. It's beginning to get a little more toasty.
Yeah. Just gonna have to improve on my tan.
Yeah, work on that. So it looks like that has probably gone the way of Jenny if we're looking at certainly where the arrows landed. But time for Catalina still, of course, with the set system as we mentioned. So it looks like it'll be a 2-0 advantage to Jennifer. Who, I mean, the 3 of them, Casey, we talked about Casey Koffold, Casey, Catalina, and Jenny, got silver at the World Cup in the team. Recurve women last week in Madrid at the World Cup event, and 2025 they had a tremendous year as a team, winning gold, silver, and bronze. They won one of each at 3 of the 4 World Cup stages. So the 3 of them are a real force to be reckoned with on the world stage.
It's been amazing watching them all come up and kind of gel together and get into that groove that they're in now as a team when they do compete in the international stage. And then absolutely a blast watching them compete against each other here at home. It just lets everybody know that our level of archery is definitely climbing, and it's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
So it was Catalina defeated Yihyun Wang in the quarterfinals. That was the archer that defeated Casey. So it's cooling. It's cooling. Although we're feeling the heat. It's cooler than it was the last few days. We had heat and humidity and haze. I remember coming out of the hotel on Friday night, and you walked into it, and it really was like, as you said earlier, it's like it was inhaling. Tough to breathe. with that smoke.
Head.
Coming down from Canada. Good strong arrow from Catalina. Jenny looking to respond. She has the 2-0 lead.
Great shot.
And respond she does. Twirl of the arrow. Catalina getting herself settled. Down to 7 seconds. 6. 9. Getting word from behind. These two have met in previous, I think, Gator Cup last year.
9.
That's a 9, so they're even Stevens after 2 arrows of this second end. And Catalina looking to apply a little bit of pressure. She goes out wide. Goes out wide. There's a real surprise. She wasn't expecting that at all. You could see from the reaction. Huge opportunity here for Jennifer. And she takes full advantage with a 9.
Yeah, those are probably some of the worst shots when you do everything right and it breaks perfect in your mind, and then you hear that announcer call out a number you weren't expecting, and you kind of turn around and try and get that verification. Like, really?
Yeah. So, as we say, Jenny has got gold in the last 2. And Catalina, bronze at Gator Cup. Hasn't podiumed in the last 2. So Jenny beat Abigail Kippers in Salt Lake Summit, and then Alex Uleta-Visser at SoCal Showdown. Alex has been so close in the last few USATs, a couple last year. But Jenny, as you say, has been on such a roll. What do you see in your division? The W1, the men, and I'm talking internationally. Where are the threats? And I know I've spoken to you. You thrive on that, because as the quality gets better, it means the division's getting better, the archery's getting stronger. It keeps you active and hungry and fighting, but also it means it's the sport is healthy and the division's in a healthy place.
Yeah, I mean, just going to the last 2 in Bangkok and Czech Republic, there's so many new faces that have come out, so many new classifications have been completed, and we're at, like, I believe over 60 worldwide. So
wow.
we used to be just 30.
Wow. Catalina then 4-0 down.
9.
Starts with a 9. Jenny, who in between shots is just shaking the shoulders a little bit, just kind of getting rid of any tension that may be there. There's a 9.
Yeah, just staying loose.
There you can see her just making sure that she's not tightening up, chatting away to herself a little bit, just keeping herself relaxed. Some big arrows here from Catalina.
9.
Another 9, similar area.
Right next to each other.
Now as she looks for that 10, how much does she compensate without overcompensating? That's a huge arrow. And this means that this one is massive from Catalina. This has to find the middle, you would think. It's 9. I mean, 3 solid arrows in this similar area, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. So are we going to see 3 in a row? This for yet more gold.
She absolutely nails it.
Finishes absolutely wonderfully.
Absolutely nails it.
Jenny Messina Fernandez, hugs there between 2 friends, 2 teammates. And Jenny Messina Fernandez I mean, do you ever have those runs, and we'll talk to Jenny, but do you ever have those runs of competitions where you just think, doesn't matter, I can sleep badly, I can sleep well, I can go without breakfast, I can whatever, doesn't matter, I know that I'm going to perform well?
Yeah, absolutely. When you listen to yourself, listen to your body, and you get into those familiar situations, I mean, there's nothing stopping you, and nothing is more dangerous than a confident archer out in the field.
Because what does that do for the opponent? And I know it's an individual sport and you can only beat yourself, but a lot of the sport is the psychology. And if I'm stepping to the line and I'm seeing a Jason Tabansky who I know is almost unbeatable, and I know when he gets into that zone, is that almost worth a point? Is that almost worth a little bit of an advantage?
Yeah, this last tournament that I was in Europe, I went in to congratulate my friend that had just won his match. We're moving into a semifinal match, and I said, hey, congratulations, can you roll forward a little bit so I can get in? He goes, for what? I said, well, we're shooting against each other now. And he just looked at me and kind of sighed, and I knew in my head, I've already beat you before even getting on the line.
Right.
If you've got to have that, come on, I'm gonna take you on, and I'm gonna give you everything, that make you earn it. That's worth more than anything out there.
Yeah.
Having that confidence, and even if you know that you might not have a chance, you never know. Archery happens.
And some of that is that look as if you're confident. Go in looking confident.
Yeah, just body language plays a big part into it, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think Jenny is ready to chat.
Yes, hi.
Yes, you are. Congratulations. That is now 3 in a row in USATs. Clearly you're doing something right. What are you doing right?
I mean, I think all of it comes to the mental aspect. I have been working really hard with it, and I think the technique was there before, but being able to actually perform and do the technique you're supposed to do in critical moments is the most important part. So obviously I'm really super happy.
And wandering into these events, and obviously at the start of Buckeye, you know that you've come off the back of Madrid. You won Team Silver there with Catalina and Casey, but that was off the back of success at SoCal, success at Salt Lake. I mean, how are you in your just walking into the events, almost kind of not expecting, but just having that confidence?
I mean, I'm walking in the same way that I was walking into Salt Lake. No expectations, and just trying to do what I'm supposed to be doing. I think that's where we all get caught up a little bit. We just put expectations and pressure on ourselves, and I could have done that for this tournament, and maybe I wouldn't be here, but I just walk in as a clean slate, as what it is, and do the same as I have been doing.
Have you worked on technique, or as you say, is a lot of it just the mental side of the game that has just become very, very strong?
I mean, obviously I have done some refinement. I think I did have a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning of the season where I was having really low shots, and that took a little bit to figure out what it was, but once I figured out what it was and that part of my technique was refined, all of it came out to the mental side.
And Jason's alongside the world #1 Paralympic champion, and one of the things that he talks about is once you become the chased, for a few years, of course, we talked to Casey, and Casey is still one of the best recurve archers, but now you've got a bit of a target on your back. You're now the one that everybody else is chasing. How does that shift the mindset for you?
I don't think it does. I don't know. I want to say I'm pretty good at forgetting stuff. So it's not something that I have present. It's not something that is at the top of my mind that I'm right now, chasing the top or being the top person to beat. It's just not on the top of my mind. I'm approaching every tournament as I did 4 years ago and 3 years ago and last year.
Wonderful. Well, it seems to be working. Jenny, a hat-trick, 3 in a row. Congratulations. And we will see you in Springfield at the USAT Series final. So congratulations, well done. Jenny Messino Fernandez with 3 in a row now. That's Buckeye Classic off the back of SoCal Showdown and Salt Lake Summit. I think we can hear from a legend. He's just alongside me, but we spoke to him earlier in the week. This is a guy, and it is 50, it's amazing to think. And I'm going to give you some backstory. This is a guy who's out on the field. He's running back and forth in a golf cart. He's doing the announcing on the field. He's to my right, and he's the voice that you can hear in the background calling out the scores. What many people, and certainly some of the younger archers, may not know, it's 50 years ago this month that this fella won the first of 2 Olympic gold medals. 1976, Montreal, and his name is Darrell Pace. 50 years ago. This month, 50 years ago. Does it seem that long?
No, it seems like about 5 years ago.
Do you recall? How much do you recall of that moment?
Pretty much all of it. I mean, it was, each one, was different, but you never forget the feeling. I shot one day at a time, and my parents even taught me, after I won a tournament, it was like celebrate that night. The next day, even like in '76, we went 2 days later, we're shooting the Nationals. So you had to block that out of your mind and start over, because Al Martin, who used to run tournaments like we do now, once said to me when I was 15, 16 years old, he says, the fox and the hounds. And I was like, what's that? He goes, you're now the fox. He says, all the hounds are chasing you. If you turn around and look back, they'll nip you. So he says, you just keep running. And that's all you can do, is you think more to the future than you do what's behind you.
And I've spoken to you about this before, that first gold in '76 in Montreal, and you kind of went in free of, I wouldn't say expectation. You were so confident in your form and your ability. Just talk us through that mindset.
That probably started the year before, because of the World Championships in '75, Interlaken. I'd won by 90 points. So the odds of the next year were pretty good.
I've spoken to people here, and they're talking about this being their first tournament, and how great it is, the archery community, and so many say, oh, and there's the guy that he's on the cart, and I've only just realised who he is. What keeps that passion burning for you? You're a double Olympic gold medalist, and here you are just kind of involved in archery. That passion is still there.
I love the sport. I mean, when I did it for 30 years. They calculated I shot over 1 million arrows. When you've done it that long, it's part of your blood, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's something that's given back to the sport that gave me, and I like coaching now, because it's hard to me. It's harder to coach than it is to shoot. I knew what to do shooting, but getting someone else to do it is a whole nother ballgame.
Was it tougher second time around? Was 84 tougher than 76?
One of my mottos was, it's easy to win, it's harder to defend. So yes, anytime you win a tournament, everyone's coming, it goes back to the fox and hounds. Everybody's after you.
Wonderful stuff, and he's just across to my right hand side. And I said to him, we're playing your video. He's like, oh, the most humble guy you could meet. He really, really is. So we are about to start the 6th and final match, and this is one, we look forward to all of them, but when you're seeing one of the best in the world, Brady Ellison, and we've seen some of the best in Jimmy Lutz earlier on, and this is, when you talk about an education, you talk about an archery education. We've got Brady, who's been there, seen it, done it, 5-time Olympian, the most decorated US Olympic archer. And he's up against T. Sanchez. And as expected, T has got Chris Webster in his corner. Brady's got Elias. How much do you guys, kind of share best practices certainly amongst the para division, but do you kind of the elite archers, do you talk amongst yourselves, challenges that you all face, or is it kind of separate divisions, separate categories?
No, I mean there is some interactions there. I know like at the beginning of this year I was having some testing issues, and was able to reach out to Mikey out in Netherlands and talk to him about some things that I was trying out, and he's been somebody that has never been shy of giving me advice, so we do talk amongst each other.
And again, we talk about the archery community, and we throw that around, and sometimes we maybe throw it around too much, and people kind of it kind of dilutes it. But it truly is one of those communities where you can talk with rivals that are up against you, and they'll share information, they'll share best practices.
Absolutely.
Sixth and final match. Brady Ellison to get us underway.
9.
And he lands a 9. Turns around to Elias, who I've not seen react, so I'm not sure how the World Cup final's going. A reminder, that's Spain, Argentina. Elias from Spain.
7.
7 from T. Sanchez. Came
9.
through the collegiate ranks as well, did T. Sanchez.
10.
What was it like for you? And we talk about, there's bugs and kind of the midges and flies. I remember that famous shot of you with that final arrow at the Paralympics.
With the bugs.
With all the bugs flying around. I mean, anything, whether it's noise, whether it's the wind changing direction, whether it's somebody's cell phone just buzzing while you can hear somebody chatter. How much of that is part of what you've had to get better at, just literally shutting everything out?
I mean, it's kind of like what Jenny said. I focused so much on the mental aspect of my game that year, and I've just improved on it to be able to make sure that I can tune the outside world off completely. And I've told many people those bugs flying around my face was actually a good distraction because it took my mind off how big of an arrow that was. All I could think of was, Jay, don't breathe through your mouth because you're going to look really stupid choking on TV.
Because I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I remember you didn't have the best of ends the previous ends, but you turned around to Jonathan, the coach, and you went, no, I'm good. I know what I did. I know what happened.
It was my previous arrow, so I started off with a 10, and then that second arrow, I went down past the target, and as I was trying to bring the pin back up, I kind of punched it on accident and shot a high 7. And I heard Jonathan say something. I said, no, it's okay. It's just me.
Yeah.
I'm good. So,
those were magical. That was a magical few days. It really was in Paris, and it was an absolute privilege and an honor to be there and just experience it with you guys.
Yeah, definitely it's a story of a lifetime, but looking forward to LA now, and just, I don't feel like I need to go out there and defend, but I just want to go out there and perform being on home soil.
Yeah. No, that is going to be some almighty occasion, of course. Olympics and Paralympics, and looking for full quotas, full teams, and of course looking for some medals as well.
Absolutely.
So that is first set goes the way of Brady. 2-0 up against T. Sanchez. $29 against 22, but he's got to put that behind him.
9.
Lands a strong 9. He's got Chris Webster, who they work together. The National Elite Program in North Carolina.
9.
So having that continuity, and again, speaks volumes of just the work that Chris and the team are doing there, that's bringing through that quality and raising the standard.
8.
Just little whispers in the ear from Chris Webster, and you'll know when he lands a 10, because you'll hear from Chris Webster.
That unmistakable.
Yeah. But you're up against the machine, almost the machine that is Brady Ellison. There were 3 young archers this week that were desperate to meet him. As we see this final arrow, that's a good strong arrow from T. Sanchez. They'll be pleased with that. Little look around. A kind of a response as if to say to Chris Webster, where's that been?
X, 10.
And then Brady lands an X. So it's there, he's just got to produce it more often.
Oh, 100%. Good strong shots.
T. Sanchez needed a shoot off to shake off Christian Stoddart, but that was after trailing. He won the 5th and final end to turn it around from 5-3 to 5-5 and force the shoot off. That was after a 24 in the 4th end, but he responded in end number 5 with a 29.
See, that's where the set system comes into play again.
Brady was trailing in his semi-final against Alex Gilliam, number 8 seed, and he'll be he's got other things on his mind as Alex. He'll be heading across the pond in the next few weeks, getting married in England. So congratulations to Alex. Getting married in Yorkshire to a Yorkshire lass. So 4-0, Brady Ellison.
What do you think their wedding dinner's going to be?
Maybe Yorkshire pudding.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's probably going to be. It'll be. Well, that's yeah. I did ask. It's in a beautiful, almost stately home. Is where they're having their wedding. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. T. Sanchez work to do, but a strong finish in the last end.
9.
Starting off with a solid 9.
Got to try and put some pressure on Brady Ellison, although I'm not sure Brady feels pressure.
9.
Needs to step it up. He'd love a 10.
8. 8.
Wow. Okay.
Arrow for arrow.
So it's on this final arrow. T. Sanchez. To allow this journey to continue at Buckeye Classic.
9.
It's a 9. So
10 for Brady.
10. And he's done it. Anything less, it'll be 5-1. And we'll go to the next end.
9.
9. Okay. So we will continue, but it is now we require a absolutely faultless performance from T. Sanchez to force a shoot off.
Absolutely no room. No room for any mistakes moving forward.
Just kind of little glimmers there from T. Sanchez. He's having some words from Chris Webster, and we are kind of we do have to kind of lower our voice. It's almost kind of golf-esque.
Yeah.
And those golf commentators that are around the green as the golfers are putting, the players, the archers are only
right there.
What's that? 12 feet away, 15 feet away from us. So we don't want to be. We don't want them overhearing us too much. We don't want to be that distraction. But yeah, some little moments, little glimmers there for T. Sanchez, who, as I say, has come through the collegiate system, performed well at collegiate level. Now in the system with Chris Webster in North Carolina, and up against Brady Ellison, who, like Alexis Ruiz, who we saw earlier this afternoon, will be heading to the World Cup final in September. That will be his 15th World Cup final, and he goes as the reigning champion in the recurve division. And there's not a great deal in the sport of archery that Brady Ellison hasn't won. And still behind the line we see Paige Pierce is there. There's Gaius Carter and Casey and Jenny.
Newly crowned Pan American champion Gaius Carter.
Yes.
10.
Great start from T. Sanchez. It's still an uphill climb. Brady just has to match him.
9.
But it's a 9. Now is T. Sanchez in the zone? Is he in the groove? It's a long hold, a little bit longer. Just
9.
drops it into the 9, looks down. Brady just has to match T. Sanchez's score here.
9.
9, okay, still that 1 point advantage for T. Sanchez. A 10 here, and he takes it to 5-3. He's
right
holding. Oh, fabulous. What a fabulous arrow. And he looks over his shoulder. You could see there that little wry smile. And there's a big smile from Chris Webster. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Looks like it's a 10, 9, 10 liner from Brady. But T. Sanchez, he is clinging on here. And some great arrows. Again, you know, he's on a stage that he's not overly familiar with against Brady Ellison. And Brady stormed into that lead. T. Sanchez has pulled out some fabulous arrows.
Yeah, as good as the set system is, you know, it's one of those things where if you let your opponent hang out for a little bit, it can come back and bite you. So Brady's going to be looking to put it away this next end before this momentum keeps rising on T. Sanchez's side.
Well, and again, that's it. And all of the archers that we've seen here this afternoon, all of the quality archers, it's what is going to be that's going to be telling from the quality of Brady Ellison, the quality of him as an archer. It's how his first. It'd be interesting. What is that first arrow going to look like?
Yeah.
That will tell us his response. And I got to say thank you to Stan and Phil, who are in the booth behind. They're setting all of this up, and the thuds, the arrows. We're trying to bring you closer to the action. We're trying to get you that immersive experience, and hence why we're bringing you some of the content as well, some of the stories, some of the features, whether it's hearing from Daryl, who again is just away to my right-hand side, hearing from Johannes and Samantha, or James and Janet, or McKenna and Amy. We heard from Amy Clausen and Abigail Kippers, whether it's all of that stuff. We're trying to bring you more stories, more context, and give you some bits and pieces in between the action. And the action continues here with T. Sanchez. Got it back to 5-3 in this 6th and final match of the Buckeye Classic.
8.
He's not going to be happy with that.
No, that just got away from him a little bit.
9.
Okay. Advantage Ellison. What adjustments is T. Sanchez making?
9.
He's maybe overcompensated. 17 points for T. Sanchez after 2 arrows. Brady Ellison.
9.
Still holds that 1 point advantage. You'd think a 10 would help here. Probably what is needed.
8.
I'm not sure Brady is going to give up that. It's a heck of a scrap from T. Sanchez.
9.
There's a 9. 3 solid 9s there from Brady Ellison. And I suspect that is enough and will be enough for a 7-3 win for Brady Ellison, your champion of the Buckeye Classic. And a defending champion who is successfully defends his title here in Dublin, Ohio. Do you look at that? Is there any of their game that you can take into what you do, or is it the mental? Is it completely different from a technical standpoint?
Well, it's just a matter of never giving up, right? Your opponent can be up 4-0. You just have to keep fighting. Even when he was down 5-1, he was able to bring back another 2 set points. So you just got to fight. The moment you give up, you've lost the match.
Well, Brady was silver medalist at Gator Cup, gold medalist at Salt Lake Summit. Didn't feature on the podium at SoCal Showdown. Jack Williams with gold. Nick Demore with silver, Chap Post with bronze. But
I believe Brady was not at SoCal.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course, he was a little under the weather after the first few days. Hence, yes, there was a reason. As I was saying that, I'm thinking there was a reason he wasn't there, and that is exactly why. He's manoeuvring into position. But again, we see T. Sanchez there, just a sign of the quality that is within the recurve division. T. Sanchez was the number 10 seed, came through to take silver. So a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful event for T. Sanchez. He'll be delighted, should be proud of his performance. And I believe we can speak to the defending champion and now champion of 2026 Buckeye Classic, Brady Ellison. Congratulations. Just talk us through, and I mentioned to Jimmy earlier, he was up against Grady Kane. T. Sanchez, one of those in the National Elite Program under Chris Webster. Just talk about the emerging talent that's coming through your division.
You could see it even in the rankings this year. people are going everywhere. People are coming up. People are going down. It just the scores are getting closer, and that's really awesome. I know he's been working really hard. Super excited for him to see this is I'm hoping this is going to be kind of his breakout tournament, and then we start seeing him more in there. The kid works really hard. He's built like a tank. Like, he's going to be awesome, and I think that he's going to be hungry now, having tasted making a run like this.
And I know you never let your foot off the gas, but just again, knowing that there is that quality coming through, it must just give you added incentive. Of course, excitement, because you're looking at a healthy division, but not that you're one for letting your foot off the gas, but you see the quality coming through and you realise you've got to continue being that Brady Ellison.
Yeah, a little bit of that. It also just makes me excited that when I retire that they're still going to go win medals, and like the boys did in Turkey this year, and that I'm not really needed. So I think you can look at it any way you want, and it's all positive and it's all good, and I'm going to shoot as much as I can and go out on my own terms, hopefully.
The challenges, Buckeye Classic, I mean, a phenomenal event that they always lay on here each year. We've had the weather conditions, but just the last few days for you, obviously ending successfully, what would you make of them?
It's been awesome. I shot really good today. Luckily, the wind died down pretty well. Like, while we were shooting the matches, it picked back up again for the finals. But the weather here can be world record to what we've had this weekend with rain delays and thunderstorms and aiming off the target. And it's always exciting. You never know what you're going to get. One end it's one thing, the next end it's the exact opposite, and it keeps you on your toes.
And you'll have been around many events, and of course the sport of archery runs through your veins. The fact that this is the record for a USAT Series qualifier, 925 participants, what does that tell you about the growth and the health of the sport?
I mean, it's good, right? I think that everyone pushing for growing and everything like that, we're getting the numbers, so that there is a statistic there that's showing that our tournaments are getting bigger, that we're getting more people in it. The youth divisions are absolutely getting huge. I think we're starting to get to a point now where, having a junior series and a senior series again, like when I first started shooting, we had that. Let these juniors go and shoot all the junior stuff, and then on the weekends that they want to, come and step up with us. Give them the chance to go shoot everything that they want to. And I think, with 1,000 people showing up to an event, it's going to be pretty, I don't know. It's just 1,000 people on an event. It's a lot, and it's cool to see.
Brady, congratulations once again. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And we'll see you at USAT Series Final in Springfield, Missouri next month.
Sounds good. See you guys. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you very much. Brady Ellison there, and great. I mean, just the type of, like yourself, the ambassador for a sport. I mentioned there were 3 young kids that came onto the line. They'd seen him at Field Nationals a couple of years ago, hadn't got a chance to meet him, and they wander out onto the line. He's signing their caps. He's just. Of course, it's part of making the sport grow, but the fact that you've got ambassadors like yourself, Casey, Paige, Jimmy, Alexis, and Brady, all of those ingredients, it's so important to have ambassadors and athletes like that.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think everybody's goal is to come out here, have a good time, compete, win. But we also want to leave the sport a little bit better than when we found it or when it found us. So we're going to go out there and we're going to try our best to be those positive role models, ambassadors, to attract more people into the sport, and not just attract more people into the sport, but quality individuals that want to compete at the highest level. And like Brady said, go out there and win medals when he's at home watching on TV.
Yeah, there's a little shiver down my spine. He mentioned the R word, retire. He's not retiring anytime soon, I can tell you that. He's got LA on the horizon, and he absolutely wants that desperately. We're going to have some final thoughts in the next few minutes, but let's get some final words from these little commercial breaks. This may be the 4th and final stage of the USAT Qualifier Series, but we still have plenty of events in the coming months. Among them, a first visit to Lincoln, Nebraska this coming week for the Win and Win USA Archery JOAD Target Nationals and JOAD US Open, with around 950 archers getting set for this premier youth event. We then have 2 events in Springfield, Missouri next month, the USAT Series Final, followed by the 142nd USA Archery Target Nationals and 2026 US Open. And collegiate archery returns to Foley, Alabama in October for the Hotel Planner USA Archery Collegiate 3D Nationals. Head to usarchery.org for more details on all upcoming events, and we look forward to seeing you on the line soon. Coming next month is the inaugural USAT Series Final, bringing together the top 48 archers in the senior division across barebow, compound and recurve, with prize money totaling $50,000. Athletes have been qualifying by competing in the senior divisions at the 4 2026 USAT Qualifier Series events and gain a place by either winning one of the 4 events or accumulating enough points across the stages. So that will be our next broadcast, the gold medal matches of the USAT Series Final from Springfield, Missouri, live on August 12th. Yes, that is the next broadcast. In just a few weeks' time, I'll be heading to Lincoln, Nebraska on Tuesday for JOAD Target Nationals and JOAD US Open. What is next for you? Coming next month is the inaugural USAT
Nationals.
And
then I have a month off in September, and then I'll be spending about a month down in South America for the Para World Series in Santiago, Chile, and then going from there to the Para Pan American Championships in Lima, Peru.
Wow, it is non-stop. And just, again, just summing up what we've seen over the last few days, and I can't stress enough, record-breaking numbers that we've seen, record-breaking at Gator Cup. SoCal was a record for them, which has obviously been broken here. As somebody that is successful in the sport, as somebody that wants to see every aspect of the sport grow, what does that kind of fill you with as you see these kind of numbers and the fact that people have had a fantastic time here?
Yeah, no, it definitely fills me with hope and excitement for the next generation that's coming up. Like Brady said, and we all don't want to see him retire just yet, but even when I get done, I mean, I'm not going to be doing this forever. I want to see somebody take over and go out there and continue the success that we've established for USA Archery out in the international level. So I'm so excited, so hopeful for the next batch of people that are coming up.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, and as you said, we talk about Frank Bailey and obviously Ryan Lindstrom. There's a lot coming through in the W1 division that is continuing to push you. But in other para divisions as well, we see that. But we see throughout compound, barebow and recurve as well. There's a lot of young talent coming through, and you got to marry that with the the veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is in a very healthy state, and the timing couldn't be better with LA 28 on the horizon. Well, all we've got to say is a massive thank you to Chris Worthen and the team here at Dublin, Ohio, the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic, the volunteers, the staff, the officials, and of course the archers that have competed. And next broadcast, August 12th, USAT Series Final, live from Springfield, Missouri. We'll see you then. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.